What are the top housing and financial planning trends impacting your business? Find out this and more with TrendSpotter, brought to you by CMPS Institute.
Hi there, my name is Gibran Nicholas. Welcome to another edition of TrendSpotter. Today I'd like to talk to you about the skyrocketing growth in home equity. In fact, if you take a look at the chart on your screen, you'll notice how equity in the United States has virtually doubled in the last 5 years alone. The amount of equity that people had in their homes back in 2010 was around $6 trillion. Today, that number has virtually doubled to close to $12 trillion. That is a staggering number. This means that homeowners in the United States have increased their wealth by a staggering $6 trillion just in the last 5 years alone. That's the good news. The bad news is that we're all familiar with the recent drop in the stock market. Many of the homeowners who have experienced an increase in their net worth have also simultaneously experienced a decline in the value of their retirement accounts just recently. Now, of course, the stock market is also up significantly from where it was 5 years ago, but just recently it has given back some of those gains. So in my mind, the opportunity here is to take the amount of equity that people have in their homes and use it to replace the retirement income that they were counting on their stock market portfolio to provide for them. In fact, if you take a look at the case study on your screen, this is a scenario where the client is retiring at age 62 and his income is going down from $100,000 a year to $40,000 a year. The client wants to live on $80,000 a year, so he's short about $40,000 a year. Where are you going to make up that difference? Well, one option is to withdraw $40,000 a year from the client's retirement account. If the client were to withdraw $40,000 a year from the retirement account, the client would also have to pay income taxes on that withdrawal, in which case you'd have to gross up that number by, if the client, for instance, was in a 25% tax bracket, you'd have to gross that withdrawal amount up by 0.75, which means that the client would actually have to withdraw $53,000 in order to pay 25% taxes and end up with net 40 grand to make up for the difference in their income. So not only would the client be taking money out of the retirement account at precisely the wrong time when it has declined in value, but also the client would be losing about $13,000 a year in taxes by doing so, as well as the opportunity cost of making interest on that money if they were to keep it invested. So in other words, option one is not such a smart option financially after all. Option two, on the other hand, the client would be taking early Social Security withdrawals in order to make up for the shortfall in his income. And in that case, the client would still need to take some withdrawal from the investment account because the Social Security income would certainly not equal the $40,000 shortfall that the client has every year. And so the client still would have to withdraw some money from the investment and pay taxes on that money. Option three, on the other hand, if the client were to open up a home equity line of credit in order to access some of that additional $6 trillion in wealth that has been created just in the last 5 years, the client would be able to make up for the shortfall in his income without having to pay taxes on that money. So in other words, your mission as a mortgage planner, should you choose to accept it, would be to help clients understand the value of using the equity that they have in their homes in order to supplement some of their income as they go into retirement. So in other words, you're not really selling a mortgage. What you're selling is what that mortgage buys for the client in terms of lifestyle opportunities and the ability to save money in terms of the taxes and other drawbacks of taking money out of their retirement account at precisely the time when it would be smarter to leave their funds invested. For more information on ideas like this, please check out the CMPS Institute website, where we provide training, marketing materials, coaching, and other valuable resources to help you have these types of high-level conversations with your clients. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to our time together again next week.
Oh my gosh.
This is Mortgage News Network.